What to do if you moved a multilingual student into a general education classroom, even though they weren't fully ready, and now they're struggling to keep up with their peers? Okay, we need to back up and look at federal policy and state policy and local policy. So there's generally a sequence that we need to follow when supporting English learners, students learning English. And that is they get intensive instruction, support from a certified language specialist when they're at the beginning stages. As they go through the intermediate stages of language development, they continue to get support, perhaps less support. And then as they start to bridge into becoming fully English proficient or exiting out of the English language program or ESL program, we want to think about monitoring them. So monitoring students who exit English learner support programs is critical. And sometimes we forget that part. I've been in situations like that as a teacher where I've had students go back to being fully immersed with general education teachers all day, and they suddenly fall apart. The students just completely, can't cope or don't have the skills to succeed in that area. So there's a couple things that are really important here. One, bridge the supports that they have when they have more supports to what will be happening in the general education space. In other words, if they're taking notes using Cornell notes in the general education space, teach them how to do that so that they have that front loading so they can be successful in that space. Also, working with the teachers who are general education teachers teaching core content may not have experience working with English learners. They've got to understand that there are easy strategies they can do to help those students access the core curriculum. Finally, and this is really important, is monitor. Again, there's policies for this, there's practices for this, there's tools for this. So check your local systems and structures. And if you don't have one, make sure that you advocate with your leadership to get that in place, because we're generally supposed to be monitoring students so that they don't just sink or swim.